Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana
She is an inspiration to all of us.
She's always smiling.
who go above and beyond,
She's done so many things for so many people.
She's inspirational.
making a difference,
She's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
and deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in
I
education.
love the people that I work with, and to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, you know, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're gonna have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards podcast, sponsored by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
From Wish TV, I'm Brenna Donnelly with the Golden Apple Award podcast. We honor teachers making a huge difference in the classroom and beyond by taking your nominations and then surprising them in class with an award. This month, we're starting off this podcast with an interview with Miss Bailey Wood from Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender, the sponsor of Golden Apple, to find out why she got involved and what's going on with her name. Hey, episode 1. Welcome to the Golden Apple Podcast. I'm Brenna Donnelly, joined by Miss Bailey Wood.
Hey.
Glad to have you here today. Practicing, getting our jitters out before our next surprise and sharing some of what we've learned and what we've experienced with Golden Apple on the All Indiana Podcast Network. A lot of folks who maybe have seen the first season know you at least by face, if not by the giant check that you often hand
Yes,
off.
people recognize me if I've got the big check in my hand.
Go ahead and tell me a little about yourself, Bailey.
Yeah, so my dad, obviously, I'm 21, I'm in college. I don't own a mortgage company, but my dad does own the mortgage company. I think we're like 12 years old now. I don't know. I've always just been around, I guess, all the time. But my dad's kind of the, big brain behind the operation. I'm just kind of the face to the name.
I don't blame him for putting you on there. We're a podcast, you're just hearing voices, but of course Bailey at 21 is just adorable, dressed in a jean jacket today. You look awesome. So I gotta ask, because I still get people asking me questions saying, okay, wait a minute, Brenna, your sponsor is Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender, and there's an actual person named Bailey Wood involved. Which came first, the Bailey or the Wood?
Well, okay, so the whole story behind it is I'm Bailey, my dad's Wood, because when I was little, for some reason, I called him Wood and not Dad.
You called your dad Wood.
Everybody did. I was a weird kid. We all weird kids. Okay. But, when I was little, it's just me and my dad, and, I tell him all the time, it's just, me and you against the world, Bailey and Wood, So that's kind of where that came from.
That's cute.
Yeah, so that's where that came from. But trust me, I went to a small town high school in Whiteland, right? Mm-hmm. So, I've been in school with these kids since kindergarten. And my dad sponsors the school, right? We've got huge scoreboards, football fields, banners. I played volleyball, right? Huge banner in the gym. And people I went to school with still didn't put two and two together that, hey, this girl I went to school with named Bailey Wood, the Bailey and Wood Company might just be something associated with her. I was in senior year of high school, and a guy's like, wait, that's you?
The face palm.
It's a big face palm. But, when I think that's kind of why we started being more active on social media and doing stuff like this to share our story, because I think, when I was younger and people just assumed it was two old guys, that just, no one cares,
Well,
right?
Some people think it sounds like a law firm, like Mr. Bailey and Mr. Wood joined up to try to help you buy a house.
Exactly. And it's like, cool, like they do mortgages. But then when you find out it's a dad and a daughter and we stayed in Whiteland because that's where we've been our whole lives. That's where our family's at. And I think that that's what makes us different and sets us apart, is that people are like, wow, they're a family that wants to help families in their community.
Yeah. And the community itself. Just the fact that you sponsor this teacher feature program. Folks listening, more than a year ago, us at Wish TV were putting this together thinking, how can we showcase teachers, honor the very deserving but often unsung heroes? And the partnership happened upstairs. I worked downstairs.
Yeah.
But that all kind of came together in a really cool way. And I remember thinking okay, this mortgage lending company really wants to get themselves out there and share the encouragement that they can offer to teachers. What was your point of view on that, Bailey, as you guys signed on to Golden Apple in the first place?
Yeah, so my dad, because I actually work on the marketing team at the office, so I am pretty much involved. I do a lot of stuff with you guys,
the daughter
obviously.
Employee.
I'm the daughter employee, I know. I remind everybody, I'm like, just because my dad's the boss, you can still be mean to me. Don't go easy on me. But, Yeah, I was actually pretty instrumental, I guess, in the beginning. We were talking about it. My dad's like, Wish TV has approached us, and I think I want to do this. I said, are you crazy? Okay. And he's like, but I'm not going on camera, so have fun with that. And
Oh my gosh, that's how it happened.
I was just like, okay, well, this should be interesting. Let's, but I think a really cool thing about my dad is I'm going to brag on him because he won't do it, but I've grown up watching him. I mean, we give back, like, even without Wish TV stuff, we do our own Hometown Heroes. We do all this stuff. So I think for him, yeah, it's really cool. Like, I think the things he wanted to do this for are interesting because, like, obviously this is a great way to get our name out there. But I think the reasons, number one, was giving back to teachers. Me and my dad, terrible students. I hate school, and I feel bad.
That is not where I thought you were going with
I
that.
know. I here's the thing. I'm not good at school, and I was so hard to get to like focus because I don't like to sit still. So I think there's certain teachers in my life that really helped me learn how to be a good student and learn to appreciate school. And I think that those are the teachers that, like, we all kind of like take through life. Like, I have a senior from high school, like, teacher, and he still like influences me to this day.
Wow.
And I'm a senior in college now. So, like, I think those are the things that, like, I want to give back to those teachers that do those things for those students because I wouldn't be, like, a senior in college without that.
Wow.
So,
I like that.
Yeah.
Finding a way to thank the teachers that are probably all Golden Apple worthy in Bailey's life, but then also kind of secretly apologizing to all the ones that you
Listen,
didn't put in your homework.
I know the teachers that struggle with the kids like me that are like, I just want to stand up and run around. I cannot sit at this desk any longer. And I feel for those teachers. So I'm like, you know what? They deserve it. But I think the second reason my dad wanted to do this was because, hey, this is a really cool opportunity for my kid, which is like a weird thing to think, but those are what run through my dad's mind. And then the third is like, oh yeah, cool, like my company's gonna get
put your name
recognition,
out there.
but like that's like the last thought that went through his head.
So he really wanted you to be the one to hand off the trophy and the check and like for us to put a video camera in your face?
Yes. So ever since I was little, my dad's always like, we didn't really have a lot of money when I was little. I mean, my dad had me pretty young, and so my dad always tried to show me like giving back is so important. I mean, I remember one Christmas we actually took our own money. We picked like I think 7 families that got rejected from this other Christmas thing. Like they will like bring gifts to the kids.
Okay.
And my dad and I actually went out on Christmas Eve and we brought them all like money or some kind of present. And I remember this one girl from my high school, all she wanted for Christmas was a yearbook. And I just sat there and I was like, I asked for a laptop. I asked for so many things. And this girl, all she wants is a yearbook. And we actually got to help her get one.
Wow.
And so, and every year we do stuff like that. And I think that's what's so important.
Made a big difference for you then, that you can recall that moment right off the top of your tongue.
Yeah, it literally sat with me. Because, like, I think that's why we love doing Golden Apple with you guys so much.
What's been your favorite moment then? We're one season in for folks who are just joining us. Golden Apples made it a school year, and it was quite the school year because that's the year the pandemic started changing everything in the spring, and now we're running around trying to get things organized this year. But in last year, what was your favorite moment? Or a favorite moment?
There's so many favorite moments because, like, every time we go and, like, present to a teacher, I'm like, oh my God, they're my favorite. They're so cool. Like, I can't believe they do all these amazing things. Their kids love them. And then next month, it happens again. And I'm like, oh man, this teacher's so cool. Like,
your new favorite.
Yeah, I'm like, damn it. Every time there's like a new favorite teacher. And I'm like, it's hard to like say like, oh, this one teacher deserves it more than the others because they are all so amazing.
I read all the nominations that we don't get to award as well.
And it's so crazy to me to think that like, but I think my favorite is honestly, and I have not met a teacher that hasn't done this. Every single one immediately looks at the kids and says, I wouldn't be where I am without you guys.
Yeah.
And every single teacher says that. And that's just like, wow. Like they all appreciate and love those kids so much. And I know from experience, having those teachers, like it makes a kid's life.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that like we even do a small part of that.
And sets them on a great path.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned that too, because we just honored a high school teacher, a high school physics teacher, a very cool high school physics teacher,
cool.
which was awesome. And so it's cool to hear from the high school students who can really articulate why this teacher is so great. But then we'll award like a kindergarten teacher, or a first grade teacher, and we'll have these little kids being like, she's nice. But it's so genuine. That's like what they really think of this teacher. And then to hear that, as you said, the teacher turn to the kids and say, I do it for you, starting at that young age, knowing these kids are playing an important role in their teachers' lives and vice versa.
Yeah.
Makes the world go round.
It makes the world go round, makes our hearts like swell.
Well, it's great to get started on this podcast. We plan to have a lot of fun sharing our messages with you. Of course, we're going to run all the information for each winner each month, so you get to hear from these students and these teachers and get to see hear their fantastic. I keep saying see. I work in TV, guys. We get to hear their reactions and hear their awesome experiences. But then, of course, we get to throw in some fun interviews like this with Bailey, and of course, interviews with other teachers. So, Bailey, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a great time.
We've been working together for a year, and it's like I finally get to like interview Bailey. This would be great.
We always interview the teachers.
Put the mic under her nose. So, folks, keep an ear out for more on the Golden Apple podcast. And, of course, if you know a teacher changing lives and you're sitting here going, man, I had a teacher just like Bailey said who changed my life, tell me their story. And don't just tell me they're fantastic. Tell me their story. We love to highlight teachers with amazing backstories doing wonderful things. And that's all in wishtv.com/Golden Apple. Bailey, thanks again.
Thank you.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards podcast, sponsored by Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lender. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.